Would you agree with me on this? All right. Um, through the event this evening, I realized that there are a lot of employees in the room. So can the employees just raise their hands, please? Let's make it interactive. Don't feel shy. Talk to me. How many employees in the room? How many people are working? Okay. How many first timers here in the room? The first time to attend an event. Okay. So the first timers, please thank the person who has invited you here. Because if you would follow through these 5 steps, I will not dare to use the word financial freedom, but I would definitely use the word change your life for the better. How many business owners in the room? Do we have any business people? Okay. So the majority of the people here, I believe, are already existing members of iFERN. What does iFERN stand for? International Filipino Entrepreneurial Resource Network, right? What is our mission statement? Exactly, right? Now, we all know that our good-looking, handsome, and beloved CEO and President, Mr. Tomani Tan, has something in common with me. We have something in common, which is that we are both allergic to employment. I have been a traditional businessman for over 20 years, almost 23 years, coming from the import-export industry in garments, fashion accessories out of Hong Kong. And originally, I'm an Indian national, but I've been living out of my country for about 35 to 38 years. I grew up on the West Coast in Africa. I started my career in the Caribbean islands in South America, moved to Hong Kong, China, Japan, and finally landed in your country in the Philippines. I speak 5 languages. Leaving Russia, I've traveled most of the world. Uh, I've had some misfortunes, like everybody else in the room has had misfortunes, right? And one of my largest misfortunes was here in the Philippines. I went bankrupt in Cebu. Okay? I've lost millions in the country in my traditional business. But life just kept bringing me back to the Philippines. So this time when I came back in 2017, this was my 3rd attempt of coming back into the Philippines. I've been coming to your country for about 17, 18 years now. The first time I stepped foot was 2005. Okay? At that time, when I was still a traditional businessman, if you would talk to me the end of networking, I would ask you to leave. Because traditional business owners do not understand networking. They don't want to know what is networking. They are not interested. The word is allergy. Why? Because if I have sufficient capital as a business owner, I will get into a business that will not require me to talk to too many people. My product will sell. I will have staff or people working for me, and I will execute. I will delegate, and that's how we do the business. But 2019 is where networking came to me. I did not choose networking. Networking chose me. That's how it started. That's how the whole thing's happened. A good friend and a business partner of mine in February of 2019 calls me up at 11:30 at night saying that, sir, I've got a new business for you and you're the best person for this business. And the closing line, the punchline, I have signed you up for the business. And I'm scratching my head. I'm like, which business do you need to get signed up for? I had no clue. I had no idea. He said, I'm sending you the products tomorrow because I know that your mom has arthritis and I think this product can help you. This was another company back in 2019. And he said, you know what, come and see the business plan. If you don't like it, whatever I've sent you, it's a gift for you. You don't have to pay me for it. okay, I went 2 weeks later to this office here in Manila, and he had signed me up for what we call in iFERN the standard package of that company. Okay, and it took me 2 weeks to say yes to him. That's how we business owners do, right? We are always busy. We do not have time. Even if we have time, we say we do not have time. What when you invite an employee for network marketing, sir, not interested, or don't have time. The same excuses, same everything, right? Anyway, so 2 weeks later, I went over there, and when I saw the business plan, I got the family package of that company on the spot. That business meeting lasted about 4 hours or 5 hours until 2 o'clock in the morning. And that was my inception into, or my entry into the network marketing field. So this line of business, this industry chose me. It came to me, it was given to me. And the story, my story and my journey in iFern, one of my downlines of that company was prospecting my current upline of iFern. Okay, my upline is Sir John Jimenez from Davao. And we are all part of the Blazing Dragons organization. So we are one of the branches of BDO. So my downline was prospecting Sir Jong for the other company, and Sir Jong ended up presenting iFern to him. He was my level 8 or level 9 down, and then he said that, Raj, why don't you listen to this? Why don't you take a look at it? Again, the first answer was no. Right? We people love to use the word no. I'm included. All right? Charity begins at home. So when I said no to him, he said, can you just do me a favor and listen to it? You don't have to come in. You don't have to do anything. Again, it took me a couple of weeks before we actually were able to attend the Zoom meeting. And when I was presented with this, I saw the triple hit income of iFern. I did not understand it at the time because it was maybe on Zoom. I'm a more traditional person. I still like face-to-face. I'm not really into technology. And then he said, you know what, why don't we go to the office of iFern and let's take a look. Again, a few weeks went by. I think we lost, in this back and forth, we lost 3 months. 6 months. It was presented to me in March of 2020, and I ended up going only in August of 2020 to iFern office. 5 or 6 months I waited, and this is what I can tell you, that I wish I went in March. I wish I went in March. Why? Because my success would have been faster. Correct? I would have been able to reach my personal goal in iFern faster than what I've been able to. And I'm proud to say that I think there are other foreigners who are coming into iFern, but I'm the first. Okay? We have Team Africa under me. I've got Australians signed up in Papua New Guinea. I've got people signed up in Dubai who are non-Filipino. I've got Indian nationals. We also have an Emirati joined up in iFern. So iFern is going where? So what is our motto for 2023? Correct? Okay. So now, this morning, I saw this video on Facebook, which was an interview of Mr. Ramon Ang, who is the owner of San Miguel. And he said, you know what? Ever since I was a child, I never let money sit in my bank. I always have invested it, starting for myself, for my family, and for my community. Why? Because he has reached that level in business where he is creating opportunities for others, for the community. He's creating jobs. He's getting into different industries. Why? Because he started very early, right? And he said most, and please, neither am I quoting him, neither am I using these words as a discrimination, but he said that the average Pinoy has this habit of holding on to money in the bank, or under the pillow, in the bra, in the panty, for a rainy day. For what? For a rainy day. And I believe in an average Filipino family, it's a rainy day every day, right? We've got tuition problems, we've got this problem, we've got medical problems, we have extended family that we have to take care of. So what really happens to that so-called saving that we keep in the bank? It's never there. What you're saving, what you call saving, first of all, it's not a saving. Saving is a saving that earns money. That's what you call saving. If it's earning ROI, it's called a saving. But if you're holding on to money which is not earning and growing anything, it's an obligation. It's a liability because you're losing ROI, you're losing interest, basic interest in the bank. You're losing, basically. So that's what he said. He said that people love to hold on to money, but he said the way I have raised my children, first of all, we don't show off who we are. We live a very low-profile life. Number two, he said, the average Pinoy loves to wear branded. Everything has to be branded. So, using branded stuff, going for staycations, going for vacations, and all of this, where does it land you? What do you achieve from all of this? What is your ROI? Pictures. There is ROI, sir. Pictures. Pictures. Boss, I've never taken so many pictures in my life that I've taken here. So, this is, I'm trying to show you guys a mirror today. Consider this as a mirror. And I need you all to see your own face in the mirror. Where were you yesterday? Where are you today? And where are you heading to? Now, all of us are in this room for a purpose, right? And I think we share a common purpose and a common goal, which is to have a better life and a better tomorrow or a better future. Well said, sir. How do we achieve that? That is why I came up with this simple 5 steps, which is a recipe to success not only I mean, you can change the words. Now, this could be a recipe to success in relationships, in friendships, in everything, right? I was observing earlier that a lot of people have at least chosen bare minimum, the premium plus package here, right? How many people have taken the premium plus package? Quite a few. And how many people have done the family package? Again, quite a few. You know, this already speaks for itself of your trust and your level of confidence in this company, iFERN. Okay? Now, when I came to iFERN for the first time, guess who I saw first? One of the kids of Upline Telma Vargas. Okay? Now, this kid today is also part of the Millionaires Club. And when I entered the office, there's this youngster, this millennial who comes running in, goes straight to the cashier's desk and says, "Where's my check?" And I was just there observing and watching. I'm like, what is this? And that person, that kid at that time was only 16 or 17. And he took a check worth 140,000 pesos. 140,000 peso check. And then I realized when I went up, there was up Telma, there was up Des, there was up Lionel, all the 01, 02, 03 of iFERN were there just to present a plan to me. And that was, I did not understand it at that time, why it's happening, but now I consider it as an honor to be shared the business by the top of the top in the company. And right after that, they brought me to the office of Sir Tom. Now, he's sitting right there in the back of the room. A person with this kind of a background, a self-made billionaire, might give you 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most, right? I was in his room for over an hour, maybe an hour and a half, sitting at his table, having a discussion with him. And there were things we clicked on. There were things that made sense. And right after that, we shook hands. And when I left the building, again, upgraded to family package. So This is where I come from. This is where my journey in the network marketing industry. This is how iFERN happened for me. And if you will follow this, do we consider iFERN to be a stable company? Why is iFERN stable? The building where you're sitting in belongs to them. The logistics department belongs to them. The board of directors belongs to them. Their international expansions belongs to them. This is where you see stability in a company which is on a rapid growth path and a rapid expansion path. That's what you call stable. This is, iFERN firstly is a very asset-rich company, okay? Secondly, they've created and developed a very effective line of product. We all know what vitamin D means for our body. Okay, for your quick knowledge, the world has currently 8 billion people on the planet. More than 1 billion people are deficient, not insufficient, are deficient in vitamin D3. And 50% of the global population, that means we're talking about almost 4 billion people, are insufficient with vitamin D. So how big is the market for our one product? 3 out of 5 Filipinos are deficient in vitamin D3. 60.6% of Filipino kids are deficient in vitamin D3. This is statistics coming out of your own country, out of your own land. So do you think our product is effective? Don't we have our 6 ways to earn? So that means we have multiple income streams. You are here for an RBA. Whichever team, whichever group that you belong to, you have your own Zoom meetings, you have your own trainings going on. So we have an effective education system within the company. And we use the largest resource on the planet, which is people. We use the top of the line of the creation, what God created, which is called the human being. So isn't this a perfect recipe mix for success? A company that's going international, we have Uganda. Team Africa recently visited us here. We've got people in the UAE, in Saudi, in Italy, in France, in US, in Canada, Singapore, many more countries. Have you really tapped your resources? So before we complain, let's ask ourselves, out of the 8 billion people, how many have we contacted? Do I need to give you any more reason why to effectively do your iFERN business? Or for those new ones, why should you join iFERN? Do I make sense today? All right. So without further ado, I won't take much more of your time. I'll give the baton back to Upline Yani. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Upline Raj Savlani. Palakpakan po natin ulit si Upline Raj Savlani.